Mark, a difficult afternoon to say the least, particularly first half.
Yeah, well, ultimately, particularly poor, unacceptable from us, but we have to have some balance and be rational and look at what we've done so far in the season. Bitterly disappointed today, individually and collectively. All round, no doubt about it, second best all over, absolutely. So Peterborough deserved everything they got today for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to sound like a coach or a manager with this, but you shouldn't get too carried away on Tuesday night, and the same today.
So I actually try not to speak to the players after games, because when you win, you play as a coin, when you lose. But we had a little chat, and one of the things I said to him was, I didn't come in after the game on Tuesday and say we're going to win the league, so I'm not going to go in and absolutely destroy them for losing a game of football. I was particularly disappointed in the manner of the defeat today, which is not acceptable for me as a head coach, but the group have been outstanding. They've given their all. There's lots of things I can talk about, but they're easily used as excuses, and there's no way we're going to do that.
Before I ask you a few more questions about your team, there's always two teams in the game, and I thought we have to say Peterborough were exceptional today for the faults I'm sure you can point out in your team. The likes of Clark Harris, Marriott, Ward were very strong today.
Yeah, look, but what's disappointing for me as a coach, and the players are disappointed, Peterborough haven't done anything today that we don't know about. They've not done anything different to what we expected, so that was particularly disappointing. But Coach Mazza in the 23s, I brought him into the 23s and was his coach when he got his first team out. So I know him better than anybody. He's a brilliant player at this level. Clark Harris, got the two of the top strikers in the league, but we massively helped them today. There's no doubt about that. But again, I have to be calm about it and look at what the guys have done so far. We've got one defeat in 5 games. We've had a positive start. So. Like Oxford is not going to define a season on Tuesday, today's not going to define a season either. And the great thing about the league and the games programme, there's always something just around the corner. So we'll dust ourselves down and we've got an opportunity to react on Tuesday.
People who weren't here won't perhaps understand me saying this, but it could have been a lot worse. They hit the crossbar, they hit the post in the first half, and it looked like maybe at half time you made a change to shore things up to make sure it couldn't get much worse.
Absolutely, 100%. Sorry, people may not want to hear it. We're not going to go score 4 goals at Peterborough. So it's about the next goal being the key goal. The next goal can have a big impact in the game. So it was about being a little bit tighter, giving us an extra defender in the back line. And unfortunately, really quickly they scored another goal. Again, just through things we know what's going to happen. No pressure on the ball. Drop off. Give yourself some space. Jackal playing your shoulder, running behind, and that was disappointing.
At least it's Tuesday night, and it's a terrible cliche, but cliches are always true. You can bounce back.
Yeah, that's what we say to the guys. It's an opportunity to go away, look at ourselves individually. I said to go away, have a think about your own game, have a think about your personal mindset towards the game and the actions within the game. Really important we reflect on that individually and collectively, but I don't want anybody coming in feeling sorry for themselves Monday. It's not a jolly up, it's not a circus, but be balanced in your mindset and what you see, and we're going to come in Monday, be really positive for what we've got ahead of us. It's got a great week ahead of us in terms of Barrow and Fleetwood, home game, cup game, home game. So we're going to lose games of football this year. What's not acceptable is the manner you lose them in.
Yeah, only Arsenal I think went the whole season without losing, didn't they, the Invincibles? What about experience in your team? You've talked in interviews about wanting perhaps a little bit more experience. You've got some very talented young players. Do you think that's the sort of thing that would have helped you, not 100% today, but having a bit more nous in there?
Yeah, as a coach, it's difficult to kind of. I can answer those in a nutshell, but they just sound like excuses, and I don't want to do that. All I can say is that as a 46-year-old experienced guy, with Jack's first goal, I can see it coming a mile away, but I'm 46. I've played professional football for 20 years. I've been around a little bit longer than these guys, so stuff like that helps. But yeah, there's no way I can stand here and say that's the reason we lost 4-0 today.
I have to ask you about the fans. I had to keep reminding people listening on the radio that the noise they were hearing for most of the game was coming from the stand behind you at the moment. They were exceptional. Yeah,
I was genuinely slightly embarrassed stood on the side when I see the support, the togetherness, the commitment, and as a head coach I was embarrassed stood there. personally when I see what was returned, if that makes sense, through no fault of the players' lack of attitude or anything like that, but it was absolutely phenomenal. And you know, I've not experienced something like that where you're 4-0 down, and I've had plenty of 4-0s, by the way. I've not experienced something like that where it felt like we were at home. It was incredible, really, really incredible. And again, I keep saying, I think you can see the connection between them and the players after the game. It wasn't dribs and drabs, players hiding, clapping hands from the halfway line, you know. Everybody went over, and what was amazing for me was the players stood in the 18-yard box and applauded them for however long it was, and the fans just never stopped clapping back. And that's something we talk about a lot within the group, and it's something that absolutely doesn't go unnoticed. So really incredibly grateful for that.
We know one of the business operations at the football club is to develop young players and sell them at the right moment. Lots of talk about Anthony Scully. Is that something that you can see happening in the next 12 days? Clearly you'd like to hold on to players, but is it something you can see happening?
Yeah, no, we want to hold on to our best players. Anthony's had a great start to the season. I apologise to him at half-time today, because to go to a back five, somebody's got to come off. I wanted Jordan's pace up there with Tom's physical presence, and Tom's got lots of other good things, so I apologise to him for half-time for that. But I'm not aware of anything. Jez will answer that. I honestly, I don't get involved in any of that until I've got news, whether it's a player coming in or somebody going out. I don't waste my energy on useless information until something, and I'm not aware of anything, hand on my heart, that we've not had a bid for any player. We don't want to lose our best players, but
it's the nature of football, though, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, player trading's part of our model. It's something we should be proud of, to bring players in, develop them and sell them on. And the club are brilliant in terms of, it's evidently clear how they work. They don't sell players and then stick the money in their back pockets. They invest it back into the club. So as long as things like that are the right decision from the club, nobody likes to lose the best players, but if it's in the best interest in the club, I spoke to Clive during the week, he's got my full support on that.
And I guess it also helps in terms of attracting players if they think they've got a realistic chance to go and perform at Lincoln and develop their career. We've seen Harry Toffolo, obviously, who's had his spell at Lincoln. Obviously, Brendan in a different way had a spell at Lincoln. If players feel they can come and prosper at Lincoln, they're going to be more likely to come.
Yes, statistically speaking, when you look at the players we've had in that have bought and sold, and the success of loan players, so if you look at the turnover of players that have come in and gone, Lincoln are incredibly successful and very, very good at that, and it is part of our model as well, so there's no hidden secrets or agendas. And but I've got to give the club a lot of credit, because we've had, before I've come here, I know there's Regan Poole's had lots of interest. There's other players where people have offered money and the club have said no, because A, it's not the right money, it's not beneficial for the club, and it's not the right decision at the time. So they are incredibly supportive in that regard as well. It's not about we get a bid and somebody can just go. It doesn't work like that.